I'll start recording. Yep. What is the move here? Come on. Rook to G3. Right? So that irrespective of where the knight moves, you are checkmating. Okay. Now, again it is simple, right? Rook to G2. The knight cannot block the rook, so this is checkmate, right? So I will skip this. I hope you have done this, but I will go to some interesting one and we'll spend time on that one. Okay. Who has got this one? It is a checkmate in 2. Okay, all these are mate in 2s, I think. Yeah, it's a goal is mate in 2. Come on, who Tejas?
Yes, sir.
Tell me the what. I hope you have looked at it, huh? If you have looked at it, then you will know the answer very quickly. Yeah, rook to d2, correct, Abhinav. Rook to d2. So the idea is even if king comes sideways to here and tries to escape, but the queen maintains the diagonal and with the support of the rook, it is a checkmate. Right? So these are all important patterns for you. This was also a nice one. Okay, this was a nice puzzle. Mate in 2. Yeah, what do you think? All of these, right? These are all heavy pieces, lot of advantage, simple mate, but still there is something to be learned from each position, and some logic is there to be. Remember, the pawn is on the 7th rank of the black. Pawn is coming down. It is number row 7th rank. So it is like,
R
don't think
cross
that this is.
H2.
Sorry?
R cross H2.
Can you type so that it is our the voice is not very. R2? R crosses H2. Huh?
Yeah.
R crosses H2. Then what will happen? King will take it. Then there is no checkmate into. So Queen C7, correct. Queen C7, and now irrespective of it, if you take the if rook crosses H7, then Queen crosses H7, right? Just I think see the variant first. What is the variant? Rook crosses H7. What happened? I mean, where did the variant go? If rook crosses, see the variant. Yeah, if this rook is captured, then obviously we'll give a checkmate like this, right? Queen takes H2, and if rook crosses H7, then Queen H7. Now somebody might think it is all looking very similar, right? I mean, it is looking symmetrical. So why not Queen to B6? Why not try the same thing on this rook? What you tried on the H2 rook, you can try that on the G2 rook. Sorry, G1 rook also, right? Why not Queen to B6? Same idea.
Because you take the
Yeah, the
rook on
pawn will
G.
interfere because so what will happen is if you Queen to B6, same idea you try, okay, threatening to checkmate with the Queen on G1, okay. If the rook takes B1, G rook takes the B1 rook, Queen takes B1 check, but then the pawn can come in again, right? So you have to see it looks almost symmetrical, but one side it is not a checkmate into. So Queen to C7 is the right move, okay. So like this, I mean, you have to see the nuances of the position. Okay. So fine, I will. So then, so like this, there are many. I will just go randomly to some. Maybe I will. Oops, what happened here? Okay. Again, checkmate into how? Rook c3, rook c2. Somebody is saying rook c3, rook c2. Both of them are not going to lead to the solution. Queen b3. It looks like all of them are wrong actually. See, I will just tell. Okay, rook c2, rook c3, rook c2. Then you are blocking the queen's diagonal control. So king will move to f3. After that, you whatever check moves, king will move up. Queen c2 is the answer. Okay, queen c2 is the answer. Right move. Any other move you will not result in. The black will escape. At least you will not mate immediately. Right? Mate in 2 is the target. Now, see the diagonal is still inactive. There is nothing blocked. So the king will not be able to move. And now the rook can come here and give a checkmate. Right? So like this, there are a lot of tricks into this position. So don't think that they are all easy ones or whatever it is. Oh, I have queen and a rook, I can mate anyway. Yeah, you can mate, but it is also important to mate in the minimum moves, because those are the patterns that you need to understand. Okay, so don't think that, oh, if not 2 moves I will mate it in 5 moves, 6 moves, what is the big deal? Yeah, that in a particular game that is true, but to even get that position you cannot be missing out any of the patterns, because sometimes it will be like either you take this or you will not get the chance at all. Right, so you have to know these patterns. Okay, a lot of these puzzles are there and they are not very simple. I'm telling you, going ahead, it takes some time. It takes sometimes 1 minute, 2 minute, sometimes it takes even 2 3 minutes, to 5 minutes also it might take. So think there is always be a possibility. Okay, who has not done any problem yet? I can easily find out, but please tell me if you have not attempted anything. Ansh, what about you?
I finished these.
You finished this, huh? Okay, that is good. How did you find them?
They were not easy, but not particularly extremely hard.
Yeah, and each had certain logical problems to be solved and thought through. Right, so good. I think you have done attempted also good. So let me see how many you have done. Chess strategy for beginners. You have also done 54. Very nice. I think all of them you have done it. Good. And you have done a good score also, 97. Good. All right. Fine. So what we will go, what was the next thing? So there was a mate with the heavy pieces. Then there was, one second. What was the next thing? Strategy and chess school for beginners. Let's go here. Chess strategy for beginners. What is the next topic? Mating with a rook. Again, obviously all of you know, right? Is there anybody who cannot mate with a single rook in like a few seconds of clock time? Right? Is there anybody who still little bit struggles, or I hope everybody can do it very quickly? Checkmate with a lone rook against a king. I mean, lone king against a rook. Is it like automatic? It is like cut. Can you do it? You should be able to. Rook to d7, huh? Okay, let us try rook to d7. Yep, rook to d7. So with this, yeah, first see the variant here. If you come, then you will be able to go and give the checkmate at the back rank. And if you come here, then you will be able to checkmate here. Good. What about next one? Correct. Pawn becomes a rook. Very important. G equal to rook. Right? Because otherwise it's a stalemate. So, and now it is very simple, right? Now it is checkmate. Good. Mate in one. What is this point? Why? Okay. I think this is, we are doing the study part or the puzzle part here. Let me see. Where are we? We are on the theory part. Huh? Oh, that's why they are all very, very simple. Okay, fine. Let us go to the. No, we are into. We are into this. Okay, all right. This was anyway simple. Then what is the next one? Yeah. Mate in 4. Get the idea of, get the mate in. Okay, king to e6. Yep. Yep, king to e6 is correct. First move is correct. Fine. Now, what is the move now? Because white was threatening rook to b8 checkmate. So rook crosses b1, correct? First, that is the only way. Don't try to shield it. Now again you are threatening rook to. Now rook to b8. Yeah, rook to b8. Check, and bishop has one move before it just kills, and then rook crosses d8. Not bishop bishop d8. Ansh, not bishop d8. Rook d8 is the checkmate. Yeah. All right. Let us go to the next one. This is easy, right? This is easy. I will not discuss this. I will leave this. I will leave this and I will go to the next one. This also, I hope you know the pattern by now. How to do this. Checkmate in 2 moves. Do you know? Whenever the king is on the last rank and your king is also almost there, and you just have to squeeze the king in, opponent king in, and deliver the checkmate. It's mate in 2 moves. Rook to d1. Yeah, Abhinav, Ramnath, everybody. Yeah, just block the escape of the king and let him come into opposition position against your king, and then obviously you got it, right? So now the same variation extended here. Again, same thing. You will do it. You will go to rook to g1, and then, yep. What about next one? This again is very simple, right? Yep, knight to e6, correct. I will not show this here. This was an interesting puzzle. Very interesting puzzle. King to f3. Think about it. King to f3, then black king will go to g1, and then it's not a thing. Yeah. Bishop h1. Yeah. Abhinav, Ramnath. See, there is almost, you find that, boss, this king has to, pawn cannot move. So king has to move. But right now it cannot move. If at all he were to go to h1, then you would be able to deliver the checkmate. Rook takes h3. But how does it go to h1? And right now bishop is controlling the diagonal and bishop is on a8. So there is no way that bishop can not control the diagonal, right? So forcing the king. So only way is the bishop goes all the way to h1, sacrifices itself, and king has no other move. So he has to take it, and then you get the checkmate, right? Very nice. Very, it's a construction, but Fine. So like this, there are many puzzles with some more intricacies also, but make sure that you solve all of this. Okay. Solve all of this. Fine. But what is the main focus of this week's? We are going to go and study. We already have studied the mate with the two bishops, right? I'm not going to think, you have to revise it yourself. But what we are going to start learning now is the mate with the bishop and the knight. This is something that you should know it as at level 4. Okay. So mating with the bishop and knight. Are we into theory? No, we are into practice. So first let us understand the theory of the checkmate. So we will start it with very simple. Right? When the king is already in the corner. So this is the pattern of mate that you have to remember. So you can checkmate the king with your knight and bishop alone, no pawns. Yes, no pawns are needed. This is a theoretical checkmate. Okay, and it is well possible within the 50 move rule. Okay, it just takes about maximum, it takes about 31 moves. Okay, so you have got a lot of buffer. Even if you get into this position in the end game, you can very well think. So you have to remember where the mate is possible. First thing is that you can force the mate only in a corner of the same color as the bishop. So if bishop is a light squared bishop, you have to take the king to the last rank and to the corner here. Okay, so this is the final mating pattern is like this. Okay, there are some more variants, but remember this: bishop is giving the long diagonal check to the king, and the knight is controlling the escape squares. Okay, now how to get it? First, let us assume that we are right. So this is the position. Suppose I mean we'll keep doing it. Okay, we'll keep doing it, going back and keep studying it. Okay, this is also a checkmating pattern, slightly different, but this is another checkmating pattern. But always remember sometimes the bishop is giving the check, sometimes it is the knight giving the check, but it is always king is in the corner which is of the same color as the bishop. That is the key part you have to remember. Okay, I hope you get that. Okay, so always remember there are only two corners that you will be able to get the king to the checkmate if you are doing a bishop plus knight. The other two corners you will not be able to force the king to a checkmate. So this is the first thing that then we will go about how to do this. Okay. So now we are 2 moves away from it. And how do we do this? Look at it carefully. The bishop is blocking the escape of the king down the last rank. So king has got only 2 squares now, black king, a8 and b8, right? Yeah. So we first give the knight to a6 check. So the king has to go to the a8 corner. And now you are ready to give the bishop check, right? Bishop to c6, right? Okay. So now that you have got it 2 moves from the end, now we'll go back further. Okay, go back further. Now this is slightly, again, this is similar. I mean, it is. So if this is the position and it is black to move, then what will happen? Black has got only 2 moves right now. You have constricted the king. So now it is, but sometimes you have to lose a move or something. Okay, so that is what it is important. So now right now, if you give the knight to h3, or rather it is 6. Okay, that means it is knight to a6. Yeah, it is knight to a6. Then it will be a stalemate. So you have to lose a move. So lose a move by just moving the bishop. Essentially still controlling the same square, but just move the diagonally. Okay, you could have moved it anywhere. So many, another 2 squares back also it could have gone. But king will be forced to come to b8. Now, when the king is on b8, that time you have to give the check and force him into the corner and then deliver the mate with the bishop. Okay. So we'll keep doing this with one step back. Okay. So that finally we will. So in this position also, how do we do it? First, we give a check to the bishop with the bishop b7, king b8, and then knight to either a6 is also a checkmate, or knight to d7 is also a checkmate, right? So let us look at further. I think let us look all the way to the last position. Yeah. So we still have got the rook on the, sorry, the black king on the last rank. We are not allowing him to escape, and now we are trying to mate him. So we also have got the bishop in place, right? Bishop in place, so that the king has got only two moves right now. So first let us understand, but our knight is not somewhere nearby. Then how do we take it? We have to make sure that the king is not able to escape from these two. So let him have two moves. Let us get the knight in the right position, no matter how many moves are required. So we start with getting our knight. Then we have moved it here because of a particular reason. Okay, we'll tell you what is the thing. So now king can escape like this, but again we block it. The bishop comes here and blocks the a6 escape. Okay, so now king will go back. He still give him two moves so that there is no stalemate. But now this is also a mating pattern. Right? Again, remember the bishop is in the corner of the. So you have to get these patterns right, and once you get this right, then the next theory is there about how to drive the king to the edge of the board. Okay, we are going to see it next. We have to see it today itself. Okay, what shall we do, or shall we look at those other positions? But so okay, let me just ask you: is this now? Are you getting these patterns of bishop and knight mate when the king is already in the towards the corner or towards the edge of the board? Are you getting it? Right? There are a few patterns, and that's why if you do those puzzles, then you will get all those patterns will be covered. Okay. The next important thing is to how to drive the king to the edge of the board. Okay, that is the thing. So the toughest part is when the black king is in the center. Black means whoever is the defending king is in the center, and you have to start from that. Okay. All right. So let us try and do that. So today we will have a second part also of the session. Okay. So we will not immediately end when like another 5-6 minutes, but we are not ending it. We'll continue it till we get the get something covered what we have. Okay. So let us go to the next one from here. Next position to know. Why? I think I missed something here. Wait. What about 7? No, these are all 7, 8. I think this is what we should have covered. Okay. So now see this where the king is not yet. So black king has got many moves right now, and you have to restrict it, right? You have to restrict it. So let us see how we will restrict it. Right? White to move. Let us think of what is the best move. I know you can see the king b6, but can you look at other options for white? Bishop e6. Bishop e6. Then what will happen is king will go to a8. No, king will go to a7. King will go to a7, and then you don't want him to escape. So you will have to bring the bishop here. Then again he will go back. Right? So bishop e6, then king a7. And then that is the reason why you play king to b6. and let him travel only on this last rank. So obviously he will go to king to c8. He will not want to go to a8 now. He will want to have options. So king to c8. But now bishop to e6 check is a very good combination check, because the knight is covering the d8 square, right? See how the knight and the bishop combine. Okay, this is a recurring theme. So now you are driving the king cannot go to d8. So king has to go to b8 now. And now there is only two options, b8 and a8, b8 and a8. All right. So now you can use the knight. You can take whatever moves are necessary for the knight to get into place for things. So in this case, it is knight to c5. King will shuttle between a8 and b8. Now you want to just lose a move. Okay. This is very important. You have to lose a move. Force the black to come to b8, then give the check. And now he is going to a8, only option, and now you are delivering the checkmate. Okay, so we keep doing it one step back. If you have got this now, you have got this, how we draw it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so what we will take a small break now. We will take a small break, and we will join back and do the remaining two positions. So we'll complete this so that you know the first part of checkmating of the thing. Bishop and knight at the king is at the edge of the board. Then we will master that, and then we will look at the two positions that I had given for analysis. Okay, so fine. I'm going to stop recording right now.